the back door. That's why we put up this fencing around the outside vendors to keep people from coming in and not paying, because obviously the gate's a big part of this.
Todd, remind all of us too, we need to park as far away as we possibly can to leave the close-up spots for our visitors that come.
Yep, and that's what, okay, so what we do on parking, we use the Christopher lot, we use the front lot, so don't park in when you pull in the community center, the one directly in front is the primary location for parking. The entire side lot is used for outdoor vendors. We've got RVs, we've got boats, it's gonna be full, cars, everything's gonna be full. So where we like to park is we close Toluca with the inside lane. Jimmy always helps us with this. We close it all the way to the highway in that excavation, I don't know, that company, and just the inside lane all the way up to the bowling alley. We can park vendors and then ourselves on the one lane, so leave the outside lane of the inside lane. Does that make sense? You know, because they're both dual. Leave the outside one open so we can pull out and we can leave. We can park all the way from the bowling alley in. We also have the Baptist church up on the corner. We can park there. So when you come in and park, we can also park in front of Benny Hargrove's boating building that's up on the highway. So we need to try to stay out of the primary parking area when we come in. So those are the locations. Just pick one. We're not gonna, just think about it. I mean, we'll get a flow, or we'll get a feel on Saturday for how Friday runs on parking. But last year, I think we filled all the lots, even in the pouring rain. We filled the entire front lot and then the Warren Christopher lot, didn't we?
Yeah.
I don't think we had to use the church last year.
They shuffled in and out enough, it was pretty full, but they shuffled in and out enough. Yeah.
Right.
We could use that parking lot too, across from where that little mall is,
Yeah.
Yeah, Brick Linda Charlie's place, well, it's her building, that red brick building,
Yeah.
right there on the corner of Broadway and Toluca.
I wouldn't park in the bowling alley just because they're gonna have their business, but across the street from there is that strip mall that's empty, and there's no businesses in there. We could use that also, depending on. So Jay Cupid will have a group.
He's coming, he's set aside Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And, of course, I don't have any idea. He could have from 2 to 8 or 9.
Right.
So, yeah, he'll be there.
Okay, yeah, we really appreciate that. Okay, now, so that gets us through Friday. Now, Friday afternoon, we added the reception, Friday night. The way that's gonna work is it starts at 7:30, but depending on how many people and if we can get the people out of the show at 7, might depend on how many of us get over there. Paul, I'm gonna let you talk about the reception.
Yeah.
And because Paul is gonna manage the food aspect at the Holiday Inn Express, and then we will go over when we get done Friday evening. So.
And you can bring your spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. When you come in the front door of the Holiday Inn Express, is it an Express?
Yes.
The Holiday Inn, come in the front door and you'll immediately walk into where they serve breakfast. Now the buffet will be set up there, each side, 2 sides of the tables. When you walk in, you'll see the long tables once you move from the hall into that breakfast area. We can seat about 100 in there. Some people say 90, some people say 100. If you get there early, if you'll take a left, the second door on the right, on the same side as the breakfast, what they call their breakfast room, you can put about 30 people in there. We'll have the table set up in there. Now, once you finish eating, if you will mill around with the vendors, those that you know, then we can talk about next year with them. That'll give us a chance to do that. We'll have potato salad, barbecue beans, slaw, either pork sandwiches or just plain pulled pork, beer, wine, cokes, and water.
And cake. And cake.
And who's doing that?
I do.
Okay, she's doing cake. we didn't think about, you don't eat cake and drink beer, so. I don't eat cake.
Louisiana, you know that. The reason we're having cake is, it's Wild Man's birthday. One of the days just immediately following the expo, so, and also the Mountain Man, who has helped us tremendously. I have a big sheet cake for the two of them, and then Wild Man, Steve Wilson's wife, is retiring on Monday after the expo, so I have a little small ladies' cake for her. So we'll have cake for dessert for everybody. And let me say this, please come and bring your husband or your wife or your significant other, whatever, with you. Because listen, we don't want our vendors to be there and us not be there. And we don't want maybe the vendors, as many of them don't show up as we hope they will and we think they will. And we don't want to disappoint Steve Wilson, our main draw this year, and not have anybody there. That, on Friday night, we will present to him this custom-made rod that we had made for him. Then Saturday at 10, we will give him the Paul Harris Fellow, because we want the community to know that we have given this Paul Harris Fellow. It's a $1,000 contribution to the Rotary International Foundation. So we'll do the rod on Friday night, we'll do the Paul Harris Fellow on Saturday. Okay.
Now, stay around after you eat, so we can do the presentations. Plus, if we're planning on 150, that's counting our Rotarians and the vendors. So once you eat, don't leave then, just hang around, drink another Coke or drink another beer, another glass of wine, and then we'll do that, and we'll break from there. Thursday night, on the far end, which would be the east end of the Holiday Inn, is Pavilion out there, and we'll be cooking there. And any of you want to come by and have a beer with the cookers? I asked Whitney about a little beer on that side out in the open. She said just don't turn the radio up loud, so we can do just about anything we want to. Okay.
Okay, how about
Wake up to see
our
your
meal,
citizens.
noon meal on Saturday? Max, right?
Yeah, I'm not in charge of that.
Yeah, he's got that. Mark, I will say this, about the Friday night reception.
I'm gonna call you in, sit down.
Now, on the Friday night reception on the website, we might want to put vendor only. I don't think it says vendor only. It's on the event side of that, and we looked at that on Tuesday. I just don't want someone to think that it's open for everyone, because that 150 could turn, I don't know how many people are going to look at that, but we need to just make sure this is vendor only.
What about your sponsors? Are you inviting your sponsors to that as well?
Yeah, because they're all vendors. Yeah, all the sponsors received booths. Every one of our sponsors, with the exception of one, will have a booth. So, and TIG will not have a booth, but Doug will be there to represent, and then the CCDC, they won't have that there. Okay,
I got a question.
what you got?
When should I ask Red River to start bringing their pistols?
Well, setup day's Thursday. If y'all look at the weather right now, there's an 80% chance of rain on Thursday. But Friday and Saturday look very clear. So keep your fingers crossed. We're gonna bring them in probably Thursday. I'd say Thursday afternoon, and that give us time. And if it's too wet, we don't want to throw them in the grass. Okay, so I painted a picture of Friday. Saturday is more the same. Saturday, though, when we open in the morning, we're not setting up, so we'll move around. On this list, Terry will come up with a schedule for the front. So she handles all the front, and I put a list of everyone who volunteered at ticket sales, so she can use them and plug in times and everything. Because not only is it ticket sales, but Renee's not here, but we also manage the giveaways, and Terry does surveys and that type of stuff. Do you wanna say anything, Terry, about the front?
No, I just need to get with, Tina and, Sarah and Cheryl and talk about your schedules for Friday and Saturday.
Okay, so that's ticket sales, parking, everyone is good, and I think it was the same crew as last year. So everyone should be pretty familiar with how the flow works and shouldn't have any problems with the parking. Like I said, this weekend, I'm gonna go down and take care of that lot, weed that, and get that walking gate cleaned up so that they can walk.
Is that grass lot you're talking about to the left as you go in? Let's hope it doesn't rain too hard on it.
Down the hill, so if you turn down that road going to the fire department, and just keep going down that hill, it's that lot there on the left. It's got that old building, it used to be a flea market. And that's kind of the overflow parking, but, I mean, if we get a lot of nice weather.
Well, what about that big grassy lot on the right of that road going to the fire?
If the weather cooperates, we can use that for parking. Last year, it was soaking wet and they were sunk down, there was no way we could use it. So that's kind of a backup. The only thing we have to be careful of is in front of the fire department, you know, Lane just
Oh, yeah.
gives us. And so we just gotta make sure we keep people out of the front of the.
Yeah, a little overboard on it, anyway.
Yeah.
Do you want, Jay and the boys to go up there and clean that lot up?
Yes.
We need that, they've got all the
There you
tools on
Let
the
them do
rig.
it, Todd.
That'd be great. Okay. And you got the key?
It's open.
It's open? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're good with that. All right. Doug's managing the seminars. Do you
Yes.
need-
Yeah, we're gonna let you
Yeah.
talk about that now.
Oh, excuse me. I'm hobbling around a little bit, so anyway, first of all, I want to say thanks to Mark for getting this flyer together, real professional. Correct me if I'm wrong, but we're gonna have enough of these, so when somebody comes in, they'll have a handout with them.
Well, one per group.
One per group, so, I mean, we get
We're
500.
shooting at 1,000.
1,000, okay. That they'll be able to have this, so they'll know when and where the seminars are at. Seminars are gonna be in the same room as they always been. Before you get to the big room, it's right there on the left downstairs. To be honest with you, our seminar lineup is almost exactly like it was last year, except for we have Matt Schroeder from the Arkansas Game and Fish. It's the Greers Ferry lake biologist, so I think that'll be real interesting to hear what he has to say. But we got some big name attractions for. They put on great seminars. Tommy Colley from Fish Finder Guide Service. He's a fishing guide that guides on the west side of the lake a lot. He always puts on a good show. Big Sarge, and he usually brings a buddy. And you talk about bass fishing techniques. These guys are great. They were pitching a little bait that's about the size of like that across the room into a coffee cup. And teaching you how to do that. So that was really good seminar last year. Chuck Farnath will be there. Last year he put on a great show with fly fishing demonstrations. I think this year he's going to talk just a little bit more about techniques and baits that he uses. Cody Smith, he's a fishing guide on the lake out here as well. He guides on the river, he guides on the lake. He guides down in Texas, so he's very familiar with fishing and really big attraction and puts on a good seminar. Lowell Myers from Trout Magnet, he's a famous guy down here on the river. He puts on a really good thing. And Wayne Stewart from Catch and Crappie Guide Service. He was a big attraction last year. It was a standing room only for our last seminar of the day. And I know he was excited to come back again this year. He really enjoyed doing it last year.